1974. Ararat, Victoria, Australia. The sun dipped below the hills as the wind carried a faint, mournful wail through the crumbling remains of the old Aradale Lunatic Asylum. Once home to thousands of patients over more than a century, its echoing corridors were said to be a place where the living and the dead crossed paths too easily. That evening, a small group of amateur investigators stepped inside, their flashlights cutting narrow tunnels of light through the dust-filled air. The first sign that something was wrong came in the east wing. A shadow, tall and thin, slid along the peeling walls and vanished into a locked ward. When the group reached it, the heavy door was still sealed, the padlock rusted solid. One of them swore they heard breathing from the other side, slow, deliberate, and human. Moments later, the air turned icy. Their camera batteries, fresh that afternoon, drained to nothing in seconds. They pushed deeper into the asylum, past rooms where rusted bed frames still stood like skeletal remains of the lives once trapped there. In the old women's ward, a figure appeared at the far end of the hall, small, hunched, its head cocked unnaturally to the side. It didn't move, but the sound of bare feet slapping the tile floor began to approach, faster and faster, until the figure was suddenly gone. The smell of burnt hair filled the corridor. In the morgue, the silence became unbearable. One investigator reached to open a cold storage drawer when a low, guttural voice whispered her name. The others heard it too. They fled, but in the foyer, one man froze. Standing at the top of the grand staircase was a woman in a long white gown, her face pale and blurred, like wet paint running down glass. She raised a hand, almost in greeting, before stepping backward into the darkness. Aradale had been closed since 1993, but its history was written in pain. Built in 1867, it held the criminally insane, the violent, and those simply unwanted by society. Thousands died there, many under brutal treatment methods of the time. Ice baths, electroshock, and solitary confinement in pitch-black cells. Staff and patients alike spoke of a woman they called Nurse Carey, a stern figure in white who was present at the deaths of countless inmates. Some believed she took pleasure in her work. To this day, visitors claim to see her watching from staircases, hear the slam of ward doors, and feel unseen hands pushing them toward the exit. The investigators never returned, and none of them could explain what they saw or heard that night. Some say Aradale isn't haunted by echoes of the dead. It's guarded. That Nurse Carey still walks its corridors, making sure no one ever truly leaves without carrying a piece of the asylum with them.